Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today I'm just gonna do what's going on emotionally, mentally, and physically for the counterparts, and then how it's affecting each. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the beautiful twin collective that joins me here regarding what is occurring in the emotional, mental, and physical level at this time? Actually, we're going to get into an energetic level and an intimate space as well. Oh, there's a deck on the floor. My goodness. So let's see. Yeah, I'll shuffle those after. Do some for the feminines. Okay. Also, I did open some more sessions, so if you haven't grabbed one yet and you'd like one, have a look to see if there's something that works for you. Do the masculines. We're going to do the feminines on the right and the masculines on the left today. Okay, and the energetic cards and the intimate connection. Okay, now that all of these decks are shuffled, let's get into it. Okay, emotional level for the connections. 5 of Cups in the reverse, and you are not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. So it's kind of dawning on both right now that the things that have been lost in the past were because they weren't actually a fit. And we're not for everyone. We are unique, and so this is a confirmation that what is showing up is for you, that the circumstances, the people, the divine counterpart, it's not an accident. This is an emotional thing that's happening right now where we're processing the fear that we were too different. We were too different because we had somebody extraordinary on our horizon. And these counterpart connections are really showing ourselves the uniqueness that we each possess. Okay, for the feminines, reflection. It's a 33 card. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of self and other. So yeah, feminines, you're getting this growth because of the uniqueness. This is an emotional validation that through this person, this is a person that is like you. I know in my scenario, I see such an artistic, creative, beautiful, unique voice and vision and way of looking at the world in my person. He looks at the small things. I love that. That's like me. We share a unique place, and because I appreciate where he's coming from and how he sees the world so much, it shows me how beautiful I am, because I'm also somebody that stops and smells the roses like that and is able to see those things that really matter. It's very heartwarming for me. And so beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I love that stuff about him. I don't even know if he's consciously aware that he's like that. But I'm aware that I'm like that, and when I see him being like that, I'm like, there's another one like me. I love that. What are the masculines? Okay, wow. So this is the card of free will. Masculines are really looking at how they want to make lemonade out of lemons because of rejection from karmic situations in the past. So masculines are really processing some of the reasons that they didn't have success in karmic situations and not taking it personally. That 5 of Swords in the inverse means they're not just taking the easy way out. Oh, I suck. I'm not lovable. They're now looking at prejudice being in the eye of the beholder, not just beauty. So that's interesting that we're getting kind of the flip, the masculine and feminine, two sides of the coin there, about how we're not for everyone. There is an emotional validation of the energetic sort here that's impressing upon both that there is an affinity and appreciation between counterparts that hasn't been found in other places in the world. That's so beautiful. Okay, what can we see for the conscious mind? King of Cups and the Void. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. So this is the emotional processing that we each do where no one else enters. This is our own business. This is our very private, only the place where only we can balance our own emotions out and discover what we're made of, who we want to be, what we want to initiate or settle for or believe about or affirm or assert into the world that we are. This is the stopping of the resistance that we are the odd one out. This is also, you know, that we're not for everyone card. This is where we have felt like the last picked for the team, or that kind of an energy, the totally uncool. This says embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. This is forging us, making us who we are, making us extraordinary. The King of Cups is a deep emotional master, self-contained, self-aware, doesn't need others. When the King of Cups lets you into their world, when the King of Cups embraces you, that is because they find great value in your character, your heart, your soul. And so we've become people who are very high standards. And this is about embracing that. We are not regular people. That is such a very interesting thing to remember, is that people who care a lot are extraordinary. How are the feminines expressing this? Awareness. So yeah, feminines, you're becoming more aware of this in yourself. The energy of awareness supports our capacity to focus our attention on all aspects of the multidimensional world so that we create a reality that we truly choose. So instead of feeling the victim or the odd one out, this is about embracing it fully and seeing how extraordinary, having the awareness that of the capacity that you've grown in, this emotional mastery. And masculines, okay, we got the King of Wands in the inverse. So that's my King of Wands, divine masculine. This is about you stepping into the extraordinary beauty and power, empowerment. This is the embodiment that you're about to undergo, masculines, in the name of seeing yourself accurately for who you are. So you don't know, because you're so humble, how extraordinary you are, masculines, but you walk to the beat of your own drum. You really do have a different way of looking at things. And this is your greatest gift. This isolation you felt, masculines, when you felt like there's nobody that has really gotten you, or you felt rejected by other karmic situations, people that just haven't seemed to hear you or understand your heart. It wasn't because you weren't worthy. It was because it was all conditioning you and pushing you into extraordinary expression. And so now you're meant to embrace that. You're meant to embrace this in between, where you're coming into the awareness of who you really are and how empowered you really can be in this life. This is like changed behavior. This is you taking the blinders off and no longer looking at yourself with a lower self-concept or self-esteem. This isn't arrogance. It's the opposite. It's true power coming in for the masculines when they embrace this calm before they actually give themselves permission to live their best lives. So masculines, you are preparing to step out as your true self. That's absolutely stunning. What can we see in the material realm? Oh, a reunion in the works, in the physical, between counterparts. So coming together, deep love, mother's milk, birth is a portal. Wow. I've been saying for the last couple of days, the contractions, the emotional contractions in the collective right now are like we are all pregnant and didn't know it, and we're having birth pangs, but we don't know why. That's kind of what's happening. There's this deep love, mother's milk, birth is a portal. So we're going through this birthing process right now that's giving way to true soul connection on the planet. And it's painful because we're having to unlearn all of the stuff that we were taught, force-fed, that relationships were supposed to be. All that codependency, the lust, the temporary gratification, people doing the work for us, coddling us, not allowing us the time and space to earnestly go through a transformation and the becoming, rushing, doing all of that. These connections are patient, they're kind, they stand the test of time. They don't keep a track of wrongs, right and wrongs. Okay, so what are we seeing for the feminines with this reunion energy? Integrity supports our choice to be consistently truthful and honest. And I'm hearing all the feminines saying, like, affirming this love even when it wasn't evident, while being guided by high moral standards. So not playing games, not convincing. You know, karmic feminine energy will allure and pull the puppet strings and trap the masculine. The divine feminines have stayed in integrity and have not played games. They've waited and believed and loved through all of it, masculines. Woohoo! And what about the masculines? Yeah, the masculines right now are just looking, seeking higher guidance in what to do next, because they are in this labor of love, deep, deep love, mother's milk. So masculines are really going into that internal feminine, because we get daughter and mother here. So that may resonate as a side note for some, but masculines are really getting a chance to see how loving they can be and how big their heart can stretch and how much they can accommodate and really love their counterpart, really embrace that this is the person that the divine has brought into alignment with them, and to really show up. I'm getting that the masculines are asking, how do I really show up now that I'm seeing who this person is in my life? Okay, let's look at the energetics here. Prism of existence, separation, extension, independence, and identity. That is one of my twin flame cards in this deck. How are the feminines experiencing this? Duality. There's the yin yang. So you're finding wholeness and alignment within, and also seeing how this connection can truly work together in the physical. So it's the different spectrums, the different levels of connectivity here. The frequency of duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites. The prism of existence is also the particle and wave theory of light, the independence and the togetherness, the unity consciousness and the sovereignty. So the feminines are really understanding this fractal template right now, and that is giving them, masculines, it's giving your feminine the ability to stay with this even when it looks like there's an at odds or an independence here. Independence is not against each other. The feminines have very much learned to come into the acknowledgement that we are each sovereign. How are the masculines experiencing this? Their intuition, their adoration for the feminine, for the knowing that this shows, that this exemplifies. Feminines, as you allow for the togetherness and the spaciousness, the unity and the sovereignty, your masculine sees you as awe-inspiring, because you're not making it a petty thing, because you're not going out of integrity, because you're holding true. This is a true love, and that is inspirational. That's bringing your masculine into conscious awareness of the alignment and opportunity for true progress, true teamwork here. What is the intimate connection? 9 of feathers in the inverse. Where's my guidebook? There it is. 9 of feathers. So this says, if you're going to do something that you'll know you'll regret, make sure you enjoy it at the time. Okay, so there's some temptations coming in. There's some things that, I mean, we can look at this in two ways. One, that anything goes as long as we're having fun. And if we are having fun, whatever. But it also implies that there's some things that maybe we can cut out that maybe aren't as fulfilling as they used to be when we were more naive. Changed behavior is the greatest apology, but also when we know better, we do better. So it feels more like something is going to be coming up where we will be able to fall back on old coping methods or taking shortcuts or, you know, weak energy coming in. But how are the feminines handling this in the frequency? Authenticity. The energy of authenticity supports our choice to be genuine and truthful in all aspects of our lives with others as well as ourselves. So, you know, if we're met with adversity, we don't just return it in kind. And I'm not saying that it's always easy for the feminines to take this sovereign and together approach, this balanced, patient, love-filled approach. Because right now this authenticity card came out in the reverse. So it might be a challenge right now, feminines, for your authenticity to stay true to self instead of giving in to temptation or weak energy or nobody's looking, so I'll just do that, or I'm not with my person, so I'll just, you know, XYZ in the meantime. If it's not true for you, don't do it, feminines. And for the masculines facing this, yeah, abandonment triggers. So don't go and be fickle and act out because you've scared yourself or put yourself into a position where you're afraid your feminine's going to leave you first. Masculines, this is where this time, don't go do that. You know, ask yourself, does it feel as genuine and authentic as it could, or am I behaving in a triggered way? Am I just playing out, acting out what I've done in the past? Really, you know, are you enjoying the acting out anymore, masculines? Are you, you know, still finding the same payoff? Are you still feeling the same sense of release, or is it adding more guilt and shame? As we mature, we start to see that those things that we do, coping methods and crutches, they actually perpetuate the guilt and shame. So yeah, I think masculines are seeing through that. Feminines, you're seeing through it. That's a mirrored thing, and that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, much love, everyone. Bye for now.